Good to have you join us on your darling program, The Sunday Show. I am Pamela Zamfara. And as usual, we come your way with interesting conversations to lighten up your day. What a beautiful Sunday it is. Now we'll go on a short break. When we come back, my guest is seated in the studio. I will be introducing my guest and also the topic of discussion.
Eager fire,
I don't share the location. Everybody don't gather for table. Some for the rice, some for the turkey. But now this much of I like. And if you don't get to yo, I'ma make you come, I get to yo. All the people where them get to yo, make you give the people where no get to yo. Because life now one, make you do one better. If you do for brother, brother do for sister. Oh shit, this the time for giving. A very, very special feeling. God is the reason for the season. Oh, oh, oh. Merry Christmas, oh, Happy New Year. Merry Christmas, oh, Happy New Year. This is the time to be giving and sharing. Christmas is here. Kérésìmesì ọdún ilé. Oh yeah, ọdún ilé. Oh yeah, ọdún. This is the season for loving and sharing. Christmas is here. Kérésìmesì ọdún ilé. Oh yeah, when you get there, come to my domot. Enjoyment day, oh, make we dey flange joy, make we dey enjoy. Time you don't reach, just send the location. You don't need invitation. Plenty vibrations make we dey.
Beautiful song there by Yemi Alade titled Merry Christmas. And yes, the season is upon us where we get to share gifts and love to one another. And my topic is in that line. We will be talking about planning a pocket-friendly budget for the Christmas season. As we know, he who fails to plan plans to fail. And during this Yuletide season, if you fail to plan how to spend, you will definitely spend excessively. And my guest is right here in the studio in person of Mr. Roland Amara. He is a business expert. Welcome to the studio, sir.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure being here.
All right, so as I said, our topic is planning a pocket-friendly budget for the Christmas season. We went to the streets of Abuja to find out what the residents of Abuja think about our topic. So let's watch that, and then we come back to the studio to discuss this. Okay, before we go to the streets of Abuja, I think we should open the discussion. Let's remember that the Sunday show is a call-in show where you get to make phone calls and either make contributions, or we could play you you could send shout outs, or we could play you a beautiful song to put you in the right mood for the Sunday. Now, my guest, we are talking about planning a pocket-friendly budget for the Christmas season. And we know that I saw this statistic somewhere. 38 to 40% of Nigerians actually plan for events to the last and make reservations. And then the other percent, were team rush hour. We just wait until when the time has come. We just rush, dive into it. I don't know, what do you have to say about this? Is this true?
Oh, well, statistics is statistics. Data don't lie. So if you have data then that is what it is.
Okay.
So but however, what happened to the category that do not plan?
Well,
So what happens to the category that do not plan? And they say that if you don't plan, then that means you're actually planning. The difference is that you are planning to fail. So basically, that is what it is. It's possible that a lot of people don't plan. It's possible that a lot of people also plan. Those people that plan, what are their thoughts? Why did they start planning?
or maybe we just plan in our head. We don't actually go out to do what you have your plan in your head, and you're like, oh, okay, when it's time, and then before you know it, the time is just upon you.
Yeah, it's possible. Yeah, very possible, and that is where budgeting comes in.
Okay.
That is where budgeting comes in. If you are really planning, especially for a season like this, it is difficult for you to say you are planning and you don't have a budget
To work with,
to
right?
work with really. It's a little bit I don't know, that may not be called planning.
Okay.
You understand? Because budget is important, very essential at this crucial time.
Okay.
This is Christmas season. You need to have a budget to run with. You need to have a budget to control, to guide and control your spending. You need to have a budget so that, you and I, we are very, maybe we are both salary earners. And even if you're a business person, you have a stream of income. These incomes do not just come forever, or they don't continue to come, meaning that every resource has a limit.
Yes.
Do you understand? The
Yes.
resources that are available for spending are limited. And for you to judiciously utilize those resources, what do? You must have a budget.
Budget.
And when you have this budget, what does the budget help you to do? The budget basically will help you control your spending.
Yeah.
The budget will not just help you control your spending, because the issue is not that you are trying to be miserly. You understand? So the budget will also help you to do what? To allocate those limited resources that you have. The budget will help you allocate them and allocate them efficiently.
Okay.
So that is what they call spending or wise spending. Because you are allocating the resources that you
To
have
every. Okay.
efficiently.
Okay.
And for you to have a budget, it means that for you to draw up a budget, first of all, it means that you
I
have.
think we should go to the streets of Abuja to find out. Let's go to the streets of Abuja to find out.
Christmas time or this celebration season is a time that so many people just go ahead to do things without having plans. For you not to overshoot your budget is you take your time to budget, to list out the things you're going to do, the expenses, not just going into, because most times when you go to the market, you can just, before you know it, you buy things that you don't even plan to buy. So you just have to take your time, know how much you want to spend in this season, then budget it with the things you want to buy.
I budget by my income. Whatever comes before the Xmas, I go out and for shopping, for my children shopping.
We celebrate Christmas 25th of December. So it has been a generational celebration. So it depends on how you want to celebrate it. But for me and my family, from 2 months before this time, I've started picking 1 or 2 things to celebrate my Christmas. For my children that are traveling, I will get some of their wares and prepare them to travel. For we that are not traveling, we will prepare, get some certain things, put them in stock. Like tomato, always like onions. This time around, onions is costly. So for the fact that this time the price will overshoot, we will buy these onions on time, preserve them so that we can manage it this period of Christmas. So I advise our viewers outside there that they should all take things easy. The country, we all know that things have shoot up. So your budget, you should not overshoot your budget, but manage it within your limit, within your source of income.
Christmas planning is not my major problem. Christmas will soon be over. But how are you going to cope up from January and above? If I should say, okay, let me have 10 naira, 20 naira, because of 1-2 days for Christmas, to Papa, doesn't make sense. But my advice to children is this: Christmas is just a ceremony. Not that you should not eat. God may make provision what you are going to eat. But to spend all this money on Christmas is not Papa's major problem. January, the worst thing that a worker can do in life is to waste the whole money on Christmas Day. Then January, before January, start looking for money. So not planning for Christmas is bad. I'm not saying it's bad. It's not bad. But the major thing is this: arrange yourself so that after Christmas, you should not start looking for borrowing.
Thank you so much, the residents of FCT. All your points were valid. I particularly picked that of the last respondent. He said, spend within your budget. Whatever it is you have, you spend within your budget. Don't overshoot your spending. And one of the respondents also spoke about the prices of commodities, which we all know. Well, that leads me to my next question. To avoid overspending at Christmas demands a huge deposit of discipline. Talk to us about frugality, about being, moderate with our spending. And when you talk about spending, we talk about money and food and what have you.
Yes, all of those things they actually link. You link being wise with your spending, being frugal, and all of that. You still link it to your budget because being frugal actually speak to being intentional with spending.
Okay.
It speaks to being very resourceful with your spending. What do you have? You have your income, that is your money, you have your time, you have your resources, you have every other thing. So, how do you use those things? A lot of time we do a lot of impulsive purchases. You understand? A lot of time, especially during seasons like this, we do a lot of impulsive purchases. And if you a frugality will speak to rather than focusing on how much, frugality will be speaking to creative solutioning. You understand? In situations like this, what are the creative alternatives that you can get? So, must I necessarily go to the market and try to look out for the most expensive? Or am I supposed to maybe plan ahead and see if I can take advantage or leverage sales? With that,
Sorry to cut you short. I I forgot to tell our viewers that it's a phone-in call program. So our phone lines are open now, and with that, we're having another a call already.
okay.
Hello, it's the Sunday show. Welcome.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Good afternoon, rather. Welcome to the Sunday show.
Afternoon. My name is James. I'm calling you from Area 11.
From Area 11. Thank you, James, for calling from Area 11. Do you want to make contributions to our topic?
Yes.
Okay.
I think in this period, as the new things that the economic situation is, it's not a do or die thing. You must not do things like you've always. I think people should be able to manage themselves. Budget things in a way that's okay, at least you celebrated something, but don't go to extent to try to get everything you need that we will normally want to get during the Christmas, or try to travel long distances when you come back and still have things waiting for you. I think people should be able to understand that life cannot always be, a smooth ride. Today is up and tomorrow is down. So when we find ourselves in situations that things have gone a little bit rough, people should try and manage themselves. Cut your spending, cut your excesses.
All right,
And
thank you.
it
Thank
will
you
help.
so much, Mr. James from Area 11, for calling us on the Sunday show. Do have a lovely Sunday.
And you too.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas in advance.
Thank you. That's exactly what my guest was addressing.
Yes,
Yes.
exactly what we were saying, and the caller was actually spot on.
Yes.
That means that frugality will rather speak to prioritizing value, prioritizing purpose, and not how much.
Okay.
You understand? So if a frugal person, basically during this period, will look for what are those creative solutions that I can make. For instance, like he said, things have really changed. You may have had a very bogus Christmas celebration last year. This year, maybe things have changed. How do you cut down and still enjoy?
And we have another caller. All right. Good afternoon. Welcome to the Sunday show. Can you please move away from? I think we have to end this.
So how do you cut down and still enjoy your festivities? All you need to do is to make sure that what you are looking at is the value. What you are looking at is the purpose, not necessarily how much it costs you. So when you talk of creative solutioning, what do? For instance, in my house, in my house, we had some Christmas decorations that we used last year. What stops you from repurposing them? You can reuse those same things. When you reuse them, you are just being frugal.
Besides, nobody will know if they were used last year
or not. And sometimes people misunderstand frugality for cheap items. Frugality does not mean that you're going to go and get cheap items.
And we have another caller. All right, good afternoon. Can you please move away from your TV set? Whoa, all right. Okay. we'll go ahead. One trend, aside, let's move from being frugal. One trend that has remained with us as Africans. You know, Africans, we have so much love to share. We love sharing food, gifts, and all, and our festivities must be colorful as Africans and as Nigerians for sure. I know that because if you look at our festivals, we try to make it as colorful as it can be. We try to inculcate the spirit of gifting one another, you know, or even for yourself, you would want to get a gift. And this has this culture has been there over time, and it's still here. In fact, it's like it's getting to the peak of everything, you know, gifting one another. Speak to us about this. Must we give gifts to impress people, or should we give it out of love? Even when you're giving out of love, I think with the economic situation and all of that, you know, speak to us about
Certainly not. Certainly not. You know, gifting on its own is about the thoughtfulness, the impactfulness, the meaningfulness of what you are giving. It's not even about the cost of what you are giving. You see, gifting is actually rather tied to intentions rather than the cost of the gift. So, in giving, just relax. Do exactly what it is that is within your budget. Do exactly what it is that you know that you can afford. And you can even decide to be creative around it as well.
Okay.
You can decide to be creative around it. Some people can even just give you handmade stuff. If they give them to you, because what you are looking beyond
Intention behind the
the
gift.
item the person is giving to you. What is the intention? The thoughtfulness around it.
Okay.
And when he brings that to you, you will appreciate it. Even experience that we see as common. I can create an experience for you that it becomes memorable. It remains in your brain. You understand? That is also a gift.
Definitely.
So sometimes you don't need to really
Go
over the board and all of that because you want to impress any. And a lot of time in Nigeria, especially in this our generation, we try to live for other people to validate us. You understand?
Through gifts
You
and all of
understand?
that.
So when you want to
I think
do
this
that,
conversation is getting very interesting, but we'll go on a musical break. When we come back, my guest will still be in the studio, and you know we'll continue from there.
I'm sending you my love this Christmas. I'm sending you my love this Christmas. I'm sending you my love today. I'm sending you my love this Christmas. I'm sending you my love this Christmas. I'm sending you my love today.
It's the time of the year, yes it is, yeah. So much joy in the air, and I got some for you. I got some for you,
And I'm sending it right away. Oh yeah.
Thank you so much, Frankie Walter, for that lovely musical this Christmas. And this Christmas, how can one effectively tackle or track spending? When you track your spending, you're able to, you know.
you remember we spoke about budgeting.
Okay.
Initially, we spoke about budgeting. Budgeting is also a very important tool in monitoring. It helps you to be able to monitor, to review the performance of the budget that you have had. And a lot of time, people can use so many other means of tracking what it is that they are spending. You can even use common things like just spreadsheets, just record what it is that you are doing. Some people can even use as common as a notebook. You are logging what it is that you are doing. So all you are trying to achieve is that you are trying to achieve the purpose. You are trying to know where your money is going, what you are
All
spending.
right, let me pick this call and then we're back to the studio. Hello, good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the Sunday show. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Kogi State.
Kogi State. Wow. Oh, okay. All right. Do you want to make contributions to our topic?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead. Oh, I missed that call. All right. So we're talking about tracking, and you had spoken about budgeting.
Yes, you can use budgeting to track. You can use your spreadsheet to track.
Okay.
You can use even your notebook for very common people. You can use your notebook to even keep record of what you are doing. Even the alerts in your app. A lot of people use the alerts in their app
To help you know what
to
you
know
are.
what, and a lot of people also keep their receipts.
Hello? Well, I keep wondering what's happening. Maybe the network, or I don't know. All right.
So a lot of people also keep their receipts. All they are trying to do is keep proper records of their transactions, keep proper record of their spending. And by so doing, what have you done? You have been able to track, to monitor, and you'll be able to know exactly where your money is going. And you know that in your budget, you had already set a limit. That limit is a control for you. So you know when you need to stop, where you need to go to, whether you are going to your essential, whether you are going to your non-essential, and you know in that your budget too, you categorize it into essential and non-essential. So this tracking that you are doing is just to let you know, oh, I have spent enough on I have been able to cover all my priority set in my essentials. Maybe this time around, let me start thinking or going towards my non-essential, those nice to have that we want to do, the kind of hair that you want to do, the kind of decorations that you want to do, those things are actually, well, nice to have, depending on how much budget you have left. Exactly.
All right. So immediately after December, after the celebration, comes New Year. After the New Year comes January, Almighty January. You hear people talk about January and say it's like 2 or 3 months in one. You hear people keep complaining about that. Okay, I want you to talk to us. Why is that? And then speak to people about, January comes with a lot of bills to be paid. School fees, children will be resuming January, and the bills are just there. Speak to us about that. That's two in one.
Well, what happened basically is still planning.
Okay.
It's still planning, and a lot of us we don't really pay attention to planning. So if you do not pay attention to planning, especially in December, you may be faced with a lot of financial stress in January. You may be faced with a lot of the consequence of not planning basically is indebtedness. You just find yourself having a lot of bills to settle in January. So what you basically do from now is to make sure that you plan. And in that you're planning, what do? Make sure that you plan for things like contingencies, make sure you plan for things like emergency funds. Those things are different.
Okay.
You keep your emergency fund, you keep your contingency fund. January has its own obligations. Plan for January obligations. You were smart enough to mention quite a number of them. The kids will go back to school. There are some bills that happen annually and they may happen in January. There is so much that need to be done in January. So first and foremost, in your planning this December, make sure that you are planning with January in focus. You're actually planning with January focus.
So it doesn't look like 3 months in one.
So that it does not look like January is 1 year. Do you understand? So it does not look like January is actually 1 year because it's not 1 year. It's actually 1 month.
All right. So we have less time in the studio. In very few words, like 2 or 3, advice to the general public as we round up. In very few words.
Okay. My advice would be that in whatever you do not live your life to impress others. If you do not believe in yourself, I can assure you nobody else will. So first of all, believe in yourself and make sure that you plan properly for January, plan properly for Christmas, and plan properly for December.
Thank you
Thank you
so
very
much, my guest, Mr. Ronald Amara. He is a business expert, and of course, he has given us what we should do to ensure we don't spend out of our budget. Now, enjoy the rest of the Sunday. From the entire production crew, I remain Pamela Zamfara, and we wish you a lovely Sunday ahead.
Mr. Producer, let's not forget 10% of student cost for loyal. That's okay. Hello, my dear. We are not doing talking this Christmas. Go to market and find me an ostrich.
No go things in a fugazi. Whether on a house or a pool party. If we like to go party to 5 December, we are coming outside. Christmas is the best season to chop rice and to chop chicken. All of my guys get the dough with the tiger. All my girls gonna show with the fine clothes.
And you know, love is available. This special miracle is nothing